Welcome to the main event every single Monday, 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. I'm Cody Askins.
And I'm Jacob Van Helden.
You know who this man is,
I'm
Mr.
back.
Jacob Van Helden. Every Monday, 3, Secure Agent Mentor, SecureAgentMentor.com. We revamped the studio over the last few weeks. We had Mr. Dallas Keithley in here last week.
Guest star.
Dropping bombs. Little guest host talking about why agents fail.
Why?
You know what? We got such good feedback.
Yeah.
Such positive motivation. And a bunch of awesome stories,
Yeah.
a bunch of fans,
Yeah.
a bunch of haters. I loved it, so
Love
we
them both.
brought it back again.
Volume 2.
You know what? I think this topic hits home
Oh, yeah.
with more insurance agents than any other topic in the world.
Well, yeah, because 92% of them fail.
I hate that.
And they're there. I guarantee you're watching.
That is why. That is my mission. That is my why. I can promise you, yes, it's 92% of agents, insurance agents, do not make it 3 years and they fail. We will improve that statistic throughout our life.
Yeah.
By the time we're gone, by the time we fulfilled our mission,
It'll be 2%
that
of agents.
statistic will drop immensely.
It'll be gone.
Which is why we do what we do. We roll out new programs, new leads, new training, our monthly membership, in a new LOA program, a new independent program, whatever it is. Whatever we can do to help agents succeed,
We're doing it.
I can promise you, I lay awake at night, cannot sleep.
Nope.
I'm jacked up.
Yep.
I'm enthusiastic. I'm revamped from vacation. I'm
Amen.
wondering, how can help agents make money?
Yes.
How can we get them to the next level? How can we take you from making nothing to barely surviving to being someone that consistently makes money every week? Tell me this. We're going to throw a bomb at you.
Bombs.
We're going to jump
Nukes.
into it. What would you say, Jacob, is the key secret ingredient to making an agent successful?
You know, I've been in the industry for a while now. When I came in, I was lost.
Yeah.
I was alone, had no direction whatsoever. I think the main thing that drives success is a system.
Yeah.
You have to have a system. You have to have something that guides you from when you get that lead, when you get that prospect, when you get that initial contact to making the sale. There has to be a consistent system that you can follow, that you can understand.
That's a good word, bro.
I love it.
That's a good word, man. It is so true, though.
It is.
That is the one word, the one thing that is keeping you at home, sitting at home on your couch eating Cheetos while the rest of us are out making money. That's what's keeping you from being consistent. I know agents that have awful weeks and awesome weeks. Mediocre weeks. I can tell you that's the biggest reason agents fail is the inconsistency. They'll have awesome months, then they'll go drive for a month, or they'll live off of all that money.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Or they'll stop investing.
Yeah.
And they'll have a lull.
Yeah.
And they'll
And it catches
fail.
up. It really does because once you start having those really good weeks over and over and over again, it's a snowball effect. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's just going to continue to grow. But when you stop it, when you stop that momentum, the whole train stops. Everything stops. It comes to a screeching halt, and you can't do that. Why?
Right.
If you are rolling, if you are hot,
you are getting
if you're
baby.
getting it. That's why in basketball, the dude who's making all the threes is getting the ball every time because he's hot, because he's consistent.
Yeah.
You got to stay hot. You got to stay out there. You got to stay in front of people and keep it rolling.
Which you cannot stay hot. You cannot stay consistent if you aren't taking shots.
Nope.
If you're not running appointments. I know personally, back when I was in college, I would have massive weeks, massive months, an awesome year. But if I was out for a couple weeks playing basketball, when I come back, I would feel a little rusty.
You're rusty.
I just would.
And that's the nature of it. You could be the absolute best salesman in the world, but if you take time off, if you go away, if you stop practicing, you're going to get a little rusty. And that one that, if you would have not taken that week off and gone to that appointment right after your last appointment, you would have made that sale. Right. But because you took that time off, because you weren't hot, because you were rusty, you lost your edge a little bit, and you lost a sale.
We don't want you to lose that edge. So having a system, I know we talked about it a little bit last week. We're going to get a little different take from Jacob, and probably a little different take from me too. Mm-hmm. Why is that so important? And not only why is it so important, but why do we talk about it so much and agents hear it so much? Why do they not do it? What's the disconnect? If you know what's going to help you succeed, what's the disconnect from actually freaking doing it?
See, that's my biggest thing. The reason why a system, at least for me personally, is so important is because I'm a nuts and bolts kind of guy. If it's not in my calendar, if it's not scheduled out, it's not going to happen. My entire life is scheduled out from the moment I wake up until the moment I go to sleep. I know.
Wake up. You go to brush your teeth, go to the shower.
Yep. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing every morning. I wake up,
go to the
use
bathroom,
the restroom, brush my teeth,
write down his goals, read his book.
Yep. I'll check emails in the morning.
We are creatures of habit, though.
We are.
And so
if you
string that together, bad weeks, and it becomes habitual, like you talked about, it becomes a habit of, hey, I just suck for a whole week.
Yeah.
We're going to repeat that.
Yeah. Well, and see this, and what's good about a system is that it continues driving, because like you said, if you had a really killer day yesterday and let's say you made $5,000 yesterday, just an awesome day. And then you come in and you wake up the next morning, well, I did really well yesterday. I think I'm going to sleep in a little bit. Right. Well, you've already skipped some steps in your process for that day. Your system has already started to crumble. Yeah. And you're just going to start losing from there. So I don't care if you made $50 million yesterday, do the same thing again today. Do it day in and day out every single day. Take some time off, get a little bit relaxed. You took vacation, but you're still in that system. You're still following that system.
And don't sleep.
No, never sleep.
That's funny though that I hear that a lot though. Agents become complacent.
Yes.
They're like, Cody, I sold a large annuity. I made $30,000, and then I took a few weeks off. I took a couple months off. That is the dumbest thing you can ever do.
Yes.
The inconsistency, not having a system.
It just kills you.
And becoming complacent, becoming a loser.
Yes.
If making $30,000 in a day or $30,000 in a month or $10,000 in a week, whatever it is, whatever your number is that motivates you, that you want to do.
Yeah.
If you hit that.
And you stop.
And then you stop or you take a step back. And you don't take a step forward and grind and get in it, and it not jack you up to make you want to do it every single day, then there's something wrong with you.
I've never understood, if you had a killer day yesterday, if you had a killer week last week, if you had a killer month last month, why would you not want to continue? That is the best feeling you've ever had in your life. Why would you not want to continue that?
Was it luck, or was it something that you can repeat?
And you'll never know unless you continue doing it. And unless you're consistent, you'll never know if you're a good salesman. You will never know.
Yeah, that's true. I'll take it a step further and say that I talk to some of the top agents all the time.
Yeah.
I talk to agents that make no money. I talk to agents that make $500,000 a year.
Yep.
I talk to a lot of agents that make 150, 200, 250, 350, 400K or more every single day. I talk to someone that is making it rain in the business every single day.
Yeah.
Those agents, they have a consistent weekly lead flow.
Yes.
They generally have an appointment setter.
Yeah, that's
and
huge.
They have a system. They walk in, hey, you have 20 appointments this week, Mr. Askins. Here's where you're going to go. And you're probably, like last week, you're probably going to make 6 to 8K again.
Yep.
And so that's what the top agents do. They figure out the leads they like. Mm-hmm. They may use a couple different types of leads.
Right.
I know a lot of agents, they love our Facebook.
Right.
They're obsessed. They are the prime lead.
They are.
They have passed direct mail. They're the best lead in the world.
Yeah.
But say you want to couple it with direct mail, whatever. Mm-hmm. Figure out what leads work for you.
Yeah.
Either schedule out to door knock them, have an appointment set or whatever, but figure out your system, the makeup of your system, a little wax on, wax off, a little Miyagi action. Put it together and then repeat it.
Yeah.
This is what I do to make $5K. That's what you figure out what you need to do that, and then do it, and then go make your $250,000.
Yeah.
And then the next year say, okay, you know what? It doesn't take much more effort to make 10 grand over 5K. It really doesn't.
No.
So, okay, let's put together a system, a weekly system to make 10K.
Yeah.
Let's run it. Let's repeat it. Let's make our $500,000. Scale up. Start to think big. Figure out what you can do every single week, week in and week out, just like clockwork. And agents will think it's boring.
Oh, yeah.
But it's required.
It is. You have to do it. You've got to do the dirty work. You've got to do the boring, the whatever you want to call it. You've got to do that work first because nothing happens overnight. This is not something that you're going to walk into and next month you've made $50,000. That's just not how it works.
Right. But I know a ton of agents, like you just said, that they'll start out doing the grunt work. Mm-hmm. They'll start out grinding, hustling, absolutely slaughtering the competition. They'll dominate the competition. And then they'll figure out ways to not have to do the $10 an hour work anymore.
Yep.
They'll have money so that their time, like I'm building a team here, so that my time is spent on selling, on marketing, on the things that I do best. Making cold calls or setting appointments or doing or assistant work or submitting apps, all that stuff, that $10 an hour work, you take that away and you put your focus and how good you are, you put all that focus and you grind it on, I'm running appointments and I'm making sales, I'm improving every day. You put so much focus on something, you get better at it, you master it.
Practice makes perfect.
That's when you become so consistent.
Yeah.
That it's so freaking contagious.
Well, and when you're able to get to that point where, like you said, you've done the grunt work, you've done that garbage work that you just don't like doing, that is just a necessary evil in the business. 100%. And you're able to get to that next step where you can bring someone in, your focus changes, your game changes. You're not worried about, okay, well, I've got these 5 apps. I got to go back to the office. I've got to submit them all. Then I've got to make some calls tonight so that I can get my day ready for tomorrow.
Right.
All you're doing, you've got someone that you drop the apps off. They submit the apps for you. You've got someone who's making calls all day while you're running appointments so that when you come in the next morning, you're ready to run appointments again. And all of your focus, all of your time, all of your effort, all of your energy is on making sales and bringing in the big bucks.
Exactly. Without a doubt. Mr. Askins, you have these 7 appointments today, sir. Good luck. Go make some money.
Yep.
I'll be here ready to submit these applications when you get back. And so, I mean, that's what the top agents are doing. Yep. But there's a lot of agents that think they have to do all that out of the gate, and they have to invest a ton of money in all this systems. If you have it, great. Let's do it. Yeah. Let's ramp it up. Let's take time out of the equation.
Yes.
And let's put forth the activity. But to think that I didn't make cold calls, to think that I didn't door knock, to think that I didn't work 70 hours a week when I was making $100K at 19 years old, to think that I didn't do those things, to put forth that effort, to take it to the next step, to take it to the next level so that I could build a team, have appointment setters, invest money, have a weekly system, all those things. That's exactly why I was out producing entire offices at 19 years old, simply because I had a weekly system. Most agents were inconsistent. It was a roller coaster. It was embarrassing to watch, and they couldn't keep up every week because they didn't have a system that produced results non-stop.
And that's the biggest, and we're going to say it a million times now. We're going to say it a million times more in the future. You have to have a system. There's tons of systems out there. We have a killer system. We think our system is amazing. But if you have something that works for you, whatever is making you money and you can consistently work at and stay at, tear it up. I mean, just go all in. You have to go all in because the worst feeling you'll ever have is the what if. What if I would have done this? I didn't do this, but what if I would have?
Do you think that whole what if thing, do you think it comes from a lack of money or fear?
A lack of confidence.
Or both?
100% is a lack of confidence.
Is that the most important sales trait you can have? Being positive is awesome.
Being positive is awesome, but confidence just leaks from your body. People just absorb your confidence. If the classic sales term, fake it till you make it. If you are confident, now don't lie to people, don't just go and make stuff up, but if you are confident, if you sound like you know what you're talking about, your sales, your closing percentage is just going to go up so much more. You could be.
No doubt. They can feel it. They know.
They know. They just know. They just know you're so confident that you're making that prospect, Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, so confident that what you're telling them is the absolute fact that they have no reason not to believe.
Exactly. And there's agents that think, you know what? That they worry about being too confident or being the authority too much because they think that clients are going to see through that and think that they're cocky or something. But I'm telling you, you can still be respectful.
Absolutely.
You can still be the nicest guy in the world.
Yes.
But you can still be freaking confident that no matter what you say, people think it is the gospel.
Yes.
Because of the way that you propose it.
Yes, the way you deliver it. Like we talked about a couple of weeks ago, the ask. There's a good way and a bad way to ask a question. Well, there's also a good way and a bad way to deliver, your pitch. Yeah. And if you're not confident, if you don't have that inner feeling of I am the best, what I'm telling you is the absolute truth, and you are going to buy from me today. Yeah. You're not going to make sense.
Like a little nugget that I'll give to agents right now is that back when I used to leave voicemails and make calls, hey, I have some really good news for you, Mr. Jones. You'll want to call me back as soon as possible. Here's my number. Again, it's Cody. Ask for me. But we got some awesome news. Yep. You're going to want to call back immediately. Yeah. Hang up. And they create callbacks.
Yeah, great.
Deliver with positive enthusiasm. Yes. Hype it up a little bit.
Condition the client so when they're calling in.
Yeah. And that's just random, but that's the little things.
It really is.
Work but these are things that agents will learn. Mm-hmm. You won't know everything out of the gate, and that's one thing I wanted to discuss too that we didn't get to last week is that I believe that it is more important to know less than more.
Yes.
The agents that know everything, that want to be the teachers or the analytical people, they always fail because they're more consumed with studying product knowledge rather than getting in front of people and learning how to sell. Well, those individuals fail more than the individuals that are like me, that want to know as little product knowledge as I need to. Mm-hmm. Tell me what I need to sell. Yep. You keep the rest of it. Yeah. The clients and I will build an awesome relationship. Yeah. I'm going to close the business while you're back there studying a book.
Yeah. Well, and we have agents that come in here all the time. Now, we've got 170 different carriers. We've got every product known to man. Yeah. And they want to come in and they want to know every little detail about every single carrier. Yeah. And I tell them straight up, there is no way you are going to learn all this info. You are going to overwhelm yourself and you're going to want to quit. You're going to end up puking on the client. Oh, yeah. You're going to end up puking so much information that they are begging you to leave their home. They're never going to do business with you. The client doesn't care what the financial background of the company is. The client doesn't care who the CEO is. The client doesn't care who the head underwriter is.
Or what all the different riders are.
Right, the riders, or what the historic, what the history of the company is when they opened it. They don't care. They want to know what they're buying.
Yeah, and you need to be confident. You need to understand what you're talking about. Yes. You need some product knowledge, but you don't need to know it all. No. I mean, there comes a point where you know too much and you tell too much, and salespeople will not get this. No. That gift of gab, if you think you have the gift of gab and you tell me that, I can promise you I will not hire you. No. I will tell you to get out of sales immediately. Yeah. There's people that think because they have the gift of gab they can sell. No. I can promise you have the gift of losing and the gift of failing because when you have the gift of gab, you talk too much. You can't sell. Yeah. Selling's more about listening and asking questions than it ever is about talking. Yeah. If you're talking that drives me nuts. Yeah. If you're talking more than a client, and this is this is just a common knowledge. If you're talking more than the client, you're doing way too much. Yeah. You're doing way, way, way too much. And these guys that come in that, like you said, have the gift of gab, go work at a call center. Yeah, I mean, and that's one of the things that give insurance agents a bad name too that we haven't talked about, and we can look at it in a positive light because we can spin it, because we can help, we can fix it, we can transform you right now. Just shut up. Yeah, just shut up. Ask less. I mean, ask more questions. Talk less. Yep. I know this. When I run an appointment, if I'm talking more than the client, the chances of me making a sale plummet. Statistically drops. So I want to know that they're engaged, that I'm asking them questions, and that they're giving me feedback, that they're talking, that they're asking questions, that they have an interest, that they find me interesting, whatever. There's got to be an interest level there. They've got to know those things. And that's one of the things we didn't talk about last week with Dallas is it's kind of funny. Agents think that they have to talk a lot to succeed, or they have to just spew and vomit all over everyone that they
Right,
meet.
yeah.
I promise you, that's a myth.
No,
that's
it
an
is.
old myth that you have to know everything and talk a lot to succeed. I can promise you it doesn't work that way. Everyone's got that fast food mentality.
Yeah.
Give me what I need to know, ask me to buy,
Mm-hmm.
and then assume I'm going to do it. And
Yep.
you know what? I'll probably do it.
9 times out of 10, they'll do it. Yeah, and the thing, shut your mouth and open your ears, because if you're not listening, if you're just talking and giving the client information, you are never going to get what they actually want. You could be sitting there talking about a product that they have absolutely no interest in because you have not asked the right questions, and you are not going to. You're basically just talking to a wall at that point. You're not going to make that sale because you haven't asked the correct questions. Yeah. So you don't know what they're. You could walk in thinking you're going to sell final expense, and they're looking to buy an annuity. Right. And you're telling them all about how Forrester's has been around for 180 years, and the owner or the the founder is this guy, and the current CEO is this.
Much in assets.
Yeah, they've got this much in assets and liabilities, and this is where most of their money is at.
Here's what their height and weight chart's at. Yeah. Here's their underwriting guide. Let's read through it together so you understand this product brochure. I don't even use brochures. No. I don't use nothing. There's a lot of agents that do, and I think it's fine if you do. Yeah. But I've never used a brochure to sell. No. I've never shown a client anything to make a sale. I ask questions. I fill out a legal pad, and then they do business with me. That's just the way I work. So there's a myth that you have to vomit all over everyone to make sales and to know everything. Yeah. No. And you know what? I thought that a little bit when I first started out. Right. Because there would be agents that said, you know what, Cody, you're good at talking. You'll be great at this. Right. The less I talk, the better I do. Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy when you being the young gun that you were, coming in confident, energetic, but you didn't really know where you stood as a salesperson. So you went in and you just taught yourself. You took the information and absorbed as much information as you could and applied it to your process, and here we are today. Exactly. And there's another myth in this business. We're giving out a lot of myths today. Yeah. There's another myth that
all the Mythbusters today.
I've got to ask. I saw a Ghostbusters vehicle riding around Springfield. I didn't even think of that. There's a myth in this business that product knowledge helps me more than sales knowledge. Mm-hmm. And you know what? When I started succeeding at an early age, at 18, 19 years old, was when I engrossed myself in the art of closing the sale, Think and Grow Rich, the art of the deal, winning friends and influencing people, all those different things. When I started focusing on books, audiobooks pertaining to sales, or Frank Benker's, How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling. He was an insurance agent. He focused on selling. Yeah. But when I started focusing on selling and sales and closing and building relationships and getting clients to nod and agree with me, would you agree? Absolutely. Yeah. And so doing those things and learning that, I picked up and ran so much faster than those agents that didn't understand it's still a sales position. Mm-hmm. You still got to learn how to sell. Yeah. And it's hard to succeed without it. Yeah. I would take the agent that's got a sales background over an insurance background with little sales experience any day. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, it's still a sales position. You got to still know how to sell. And sales is all psychology. I mean, it really is. You have to be likable, number one. You have to have, if you don't have the personality, if you're a cold, crass person and you can't switch that up, sales isn't for you. Or if you're negative. Yeah. If you can't handle rejection, if you're negative, if you're a downer, sales isn't for you. I'll just be honest with you right now. But sales is all psychology. You have to get them to agree. You have to get those subtle things, those subconscious things that they don't know they're doing that you know they're doing. Exactly. And you won't learn that until you skill up in sales. You could know everything there is to know about a final expense product or about a life insurance product or about an annuity. Yeah. But if you don't know how to sell it, then you're just kind of sitting there. I'm gonna give Brian Tracy some love. I listened to his audiobook, The Art of Closing the Sale. So good. Every day in my car, there was 6 CDs. I listened to one every single day for 6 months. That's awesome. Straight as a new agent. And I can tell you what, I got to where anybody I sat with, I closed the deal. Oh, yeah. Every single person I saw, I'm going to sell. I mean, it felt like it. Yeah, it wasn't always that way. Right. But when I was focused and when I was learning and mastering the art of my craft, as Will Smith says, I absolutely did so much better than going to these, you know what, all these big corporations and companies will have these product seminars or product conference calls or release a new product and spend 8 hours talking about a product. That what's bad is they don't understand that they are not helping anyone. No. And it It could be, I don't care if I say it or not, Mutual Omaha, Newark Life, Northwestern Mutual, Bankers Life. It doesn't matter who we talk about.
Yeah.
The fact that they're talking about products.
They are teaching you guys wrong.
And spending 8 hours or 2 days on product knowledge.
Or a whole week in a conference.
Is giving their agents a disadvantage.
It is.
And I can promise you, they would be way more spent teaching people how to sell.
Yes.
How to present.
Yes.
What leads to use. Whatever.
Yeah.
They would be way better doing that because I sat through so many of those things.
Yeah.
Complete crap. Completely useless.
Yes.
But the positive I took from that, I always want to look for a positive. I always want to stay positive. The positive I took from that is I don't have to, I can absorb the information and let it go out the other ear.
Yeah.
The stuff that I need to keep, the little things that'll help me sell the product, that's fine.
That's what matters.
Yeah, but all the other stuff, it's amazing. The biggest captive life insurance companies, career agency companies, brokerage companies, whatever, that in the world still don't realize that it's a sales position, that it still requires a system, and it requires quality prospects to talk to every single week with a system.
Yes. The only people in insurance that need to know everything about the product is an underwriter.
Yeah.
If you're not an underwriter, you don't need to learn every bit of the product. You need to learn what you need to know to sell it.
Yeah.
And then you need to skill up on sales.
Yeah.
You need to
I don't even know that the underwriters know everything. I mean, maybe the actuarials. I mean, maybe the CEO thinks he needs to know everything about everything, but his agents don't.
So let me add, outside of not having a system, outside of poor leads, what are some other things that contribute to this ungodly massive number of 92% of agents failing in the first 3 years? What's another thing that really stands out
for whatever reason? The one thing that just stands out to me outside of these things, outside of having a system, outside of learning how to sell, outside of having enthusiasm and being positive, is focus.
Yes.
For whatever reason, that focus, that day-to-day and weekly focus that it takes to be a successful salesperson, if you don't wake up and think, here's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to rock the freaking world today. Here's what I'm going to accomplish.
Yep.
And I can promise you I'll have these results every day. If you don't get to that point to where you're writing down your goals and you know what's going to happen every day, every week, every month, every quarter, every year, every decade, whatever, when you don't get to that point, you lose focus.
Yeah.
And a few days of doing nothing. A lot of agents do nothing. They don't know what to do, so they do nothing. That's a great answer. Let's do nothing because we don't know what to do. Or let's study product. That's a great idea too. And so those bad days, bad weeks, and bad months turn into a failure because agents don't stay focused. They don't know what to do. They don't know. They just don't know what to do from a day-to-day basis. And so if you figure out what to do, have a system, and then stay focused on it, write down every day what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Recite it in the mirror. Whatever's good for you. I don't care. I mean, I know a lot of agents that they stay focused by listening to motivational stuff. I don't need that. I don't need motivation. I don't need enthusiasm. That's just my personality. There's a lot of agents that need that. So be self-aware, as Gary Vee says. Figure out what you need and then focus on it. Put a focus on it every morning, every night. Because if we lose focus, I can promise you those bad days, those bad seconds, bad minutes, bad hours, useless afternoons will turn into failure before you know it because we lose focus.
Yeah, and if it's not
100%,
if it's not the first thing you think of in the morning and the last thing you think of at night, you need to reevaluate your focus.
Well, at that point, you're not obsessed.
You're not.
You're not serious. And you know what? You brought up an awesome point. You should think about it immediately in the morning.
Yeah.
Immediately at night before you go to bed. It should be what you're thinking about all the time. And some people will think I'm nuts.
Yeah.
But it should consume.
No, it should completely consume every free second of thought that you have. If you are not in sales mode, if you're not out there making a sale, if you're not making calls, if you're not running prospects, you need to be thinking about how you're going to make a sale, how you're going to get that next lead, how you're going to get that next product. You need to completely consume every single facet of your life with sales.
Which is how I stay obsessed, focused, and consumed is when I'm focusing on what has to be done.
Yes.
This year, I've done a couple things different than I've ever done. I've got laser freaking focused on what I'm looking to accomplish. And then I took massive amounts of action. And spent more money than I've ever spent in the first 5 months of this year than any year ever before. And I'm talking more money in 5 months than I've ever spent in an entire year. And an entire 2-year period, whatever you want to say. That is what it takes. But by doing those things, by being focused, knowing what I need to do,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely investing some money,
Yeah.
you know, and taking massive amounts of action, taking time out of the equation and just doing.
Just do it.
I have had the best year of my life.
Absolutely.
In 5 months.
Well, I mean, we were just talking about it. You know, you made a little over $2,000 today. Laser focus.
Yeah, exactly.
Laser focus.
You stay focused and good things happen. And I love it. You know, I mean, I think that's, even as a new agent, figure out where you want to go, put a focus on it, develop a system that's consistent for you.
Yeah.
Weekly leads, so many weekly appointments, whatever.
Yeah.
And then freaking get it.
Just do it. I mean, I think that's the biggest problem that you have is you can get all of the motivation you want. You can get as pumped up as you want. You can get a perfect system. You can get the world's best leads. But if you don't do it, you've just wasted all of your time, all of your money. You've just got to take that initial step.
So true.
Jump in, get both feet wet, and just do it. If you fail, you fail, and you can try it again. But just, you got to do it.
At least falling on your face.
Yes, fall hard.
Please.
Smash every bone in your face if you're going to fail.
Yeah.
Don't just trip and get a scratch. Demolish your face. Just fail completely if you're going to do it. Because that means...
Maybe figuratively.
Yeah, figuratively. Not literally. Don't break everybody.
All right, let's jump in. One last thing. What would you say, mind system, would you agree having a weekly system is most important out of anything?
I would say, yeah. Having a weekly system and then just having the correct leadership. Having like you said, and I don't know if you guys touched on this last week, but don't go it alone, you know?
Yeah.
If you are nervous, if you don't have that direction, if you've got the system but you're just not sure how to implement it, find someone who's worked a system and follow them. Reach out to them. I mean, I
know somebody.
I DM, yeah, right.
I know somebody.
I send messages to people every single day, knowing I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm probably not going to get a response.
Probably higher than that.
But I'm doing it. I bet you're not doing it, and I am. And when I finally get that response from, Jared Dolan, a Grant Cardone, a Gary Vee, that says, "Hey man, keep doing what you're doing. I like your enthusiasm." That's more than what I would ever need. And
find someone that you can take some nuggets from that will help you in your business, no doubt. All right, so I love this topic, man. I want you guys to get jacked up. I want you guys to succeed. Let's jump into fan mail. Yeah, we had one agent ask a question this week. It was Dan up in Virginia. Dan in Virginia asked, so does your Facebook final expense leads, which we've been promoting like crazy, they've been the best leads on the planet, they're incredible.
I've ever seen.
Does your ad talk about life insurance? I think that's extremely important.
That's an awesome
Our
question.
ad talks about life insurance in multiple places.
Mm-hmm.
9 times out of 10, when an agent places an order, they are calling, texting, or emailing me with super positive testimonials, incredible results. I had an agent the other day that didn't even have a chance to call all of his leads because he booked appointments and filled his schedule with some other leads too. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many he called, but he spoke to 5 Facebook final expense leads, set 4 appointments. From those 4 appointments, 80% appointment ratio, sold 5 apps from 4 appointments. So we're what are we, 125% sell ratio? And then off of those 5 leads, 4 appointments, 5 sales, 3,500 big ones, baby. 3,500 big ones. How awesome is that?
Sick.
That's the kind of fan mail that we get. The positivity, the testimonials, the thing that gets me up, or that keeps me up.
Yeah.
That exactly. Gets me up early in the morning, keeps me from sleeping, whatever.
Yeah.
Those are the things that I love.
Well, and that's why we come back every single week, is because we know what we are bringing you guys is bringing you value. What we're doing here is bringing you value. It's changing lives. And that's why we come here. And if
I think it's a movement, and I really do. I think it's something that's going to catch fire, and I appreciate everyone that watches. What I would love to happen is comment, share, give us some love.
Show the love.
Like it or love it. I guess you always say like it or love it. I like that.
Yeah.
If you're on Facebook, give us a like, give us a share. If you're on YouTube, click that subscribe button so you get notified every single week. All of our subscribers get notified the minute we go live.
Yep.
And we want you to get notified every single time, because sometimes we got new stuff coming out. Yep. We've got massive discounts for the first so many that qualify, or the first so many people, no matter what social media channel is. So you want to be one of those first people. You want to be subscribed. You want to be a follower of our channel, of our Facebook page.
Worth it.
because of the new things that we have coming out all the time.
All the time. Knowledge.
Thanks for being on. How and Why 92% of Agents Fail, Volume 2, the main event, every single Monday at 3. Have an incredible week. Let us know if we can help you. We'll see you next Monday. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.